Great. Alrighty. Happy Monday, CWCC community. Heather Howerton here, standing in for Kristen Blessman. And we have Kelly Johannsen, who is the CEO and founder of, or co-founder of Upstairs Circus, which is a craft bar. You have a location in Lodo, you have one in DTC, Austin, and Minneapolis.
And Dallas as well.
In Dallas, yes. That's your newest one, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So will you just give, just for anybody who doesn't know or hasn't heard or been to your, been to Upstairs Circus, will you just give a little bit of, background about, your business and what's going on right now?
Sure, absolutely. So it's a DIY workshop meets bar space, and my virtual background can kind of give you a little background about what we do. So we host project socials, several times a day where people can come together and get creative. And we have a menu of 30 some odd DIY projects to choose from. And you pick, say you want to make a wallet, a leather wallet, you would pick that, choose all the supplies, choose how you want to personalize it and make it while you're with, other people, friends, coworkers, family, all of that good stuff. Have a good time, enjoy some cocktails and get creative. And it's really it. You make things. Here's our toolbox, and then you drink things.
I have a mandala necklace that I made there at the Lodo.
Oh, nice.
It's been a while,
yes.
But yeah. That's great. How did you come up with that concept, or where did the birth of, the idea of Upstairs Circus come from?
Sure. So I like to say that I like to make things and I like to enjoy a cocktail from now. That's the easy way, every now and then, and that's the easy way to explain it. But really, we're a story about creativity. We really believe in the power of creativity. And that means, every idea comes from using your creative brain, and whether that's an invention or a movement or whatever. And we also believe there's a quote from, I'm going to forget her name now. In any case, it's been a long weekend. In any case,
it's Monday too.
It's Maya Angelou. Duh. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. And we really believe that. And it's the more that you practice it, the more that you can change the world, essentially. So we're just like trying to sneak in a little bit of creativity into having a good time and getting people to practice that.
I love that. So then, are you naturally a creative person, and do you like to do it-yourself projects?
Yes. I think if you just kind of look at me, you kind of know that maybe I'm more in the art space and creativity space than, I like it a lot.
I love that. What's one of your favorite projects that you've done besides opening, and it could be even opening this business, but.
Yeah, it's a giant project in and of itself, right? But of our menu of DIY projects that we have, I like a lot of the useful things that we have. So we have you can make a clutch, a leather clutch, or, I have a magnetic key shelf that I keep at my door that I use every day. And just, a lot of these useful items that you don't think that you would ever make yourself. So, yeah.
Cool. What's a challenge that you have had to overcome? How did you do it?
Yeah. Starting it is a different thing. It's a challenge just kind of being a woman trying to start a business that's really geared towards women, and trying to explain that into a world that is oftenly filled with men. So meaning, landlords, all of our landlords are men, and bankers at the time were men, and our accountants were men, and our lawyers were men. And it's very hard to say, hey, I'm going to start this business and women are going to love it. When you don't have necessarily someone you're speaking to that's of that demographic. So that was a little bit of a challenge. But right now, I would say with this mountain of COVID we're up against every single day is a challenge. Just trying to navigate the world that we are in and figure out, what we can be open, if we can't be open, what we can do to make people safe, and then navigating the whole seas of just public opinion is another whole challenge that we're dealing with. So yeah, every single day now is a challenge, but we're working on it.
And how are you overcoming some of those challenges? Especially with all the different, rules and regulations in the different states you're in.
Really, it's just kind of paying attention. And we're in a different space, meaning we're not quite a restaurant, we're not a bar, we're not a retail space. In Texas, we are considered a restaurant. In Minneapolis, we're considered a restaurant. Here, we're considered retail that also serves alcohol. So it's very difficult to know where you are. And working with the cities in each place is also, you call them and you say, what rules am I supposed to follow? And they don't know either. So what we can kind of do is just make sure we're keeping everybody as safe as we possibly can, cleaning everything and social distancing and all of those sorts of things that, the safest possible, the most restrictions and rules that we can follow within our space is all we can do to remain open and also give all of our employees jobs. So it's kind of following all the rules from every single state and then putting them into also what we think should go above and beyond those rules to keep people even safer. So yeah, who knows? It's making it up as we go and trying to create an environment of safety within it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's kept you personally motivated and going through all of this? Because you've had to close down. You've had a lot of challenges, to overcome and are still facing those. So what's been keeping you motivated? And, and I know it's not every day is a great day. Some days, probably suck, but what keeps you going?
Right. And I think you've seen me go through what I call my roller coaster. Every 5 minutes, I think I'm on a roller coaster. Oh, I'm feeling great and motivated. And then the next second, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know that I'm always motivated, right? And sometimes it just means I need to take a break. But for the most part, right now, I'm kind of living by, we've got this mountain in front of us. And all I can do is to take each day as it comes and to take each step as it comes. So right now I feel like we're in Mount Everest, right? We're the first people to climb up Mount Everest. Nobody is, blaze the trail in front of us. But I am not climbing it alone. I do have a lot of support. And right now that could mean, a community like the CWCC. I've got a lot of great connections inside of here. I have a ton of girlfriends that are always supportive, and whether or not I'm, just saying that I'm struggling in that day, just having them around to know that I can lean on is fantastic. And I also have an amazing husband and all of those sorts of things. So just having that support while you're climbing the mountain and just taking breaks as you're stepping up it and taking that one step at a time and figuring out where to go. And then just kind of saying to myself, I'm not going to quit until I'm absolutely dying, literally dying. So, when there's no more oxygen, I'll turn around and come back down. Or I'll crust and go back over the other side. Let's hope for that one.
I like that. What advice do you have for people going through, something similar or just facing those really, that are having a hard time?
My advice is the same as I just said, taking it one step at a time. And then just realizing that you're not in it alone and realizing that you have other people around you going through the same thing and knowing that you can reach out and not try and take it, because it is a blow after blow after blow otherwise. And understanding that there is other people also doing this, and there are people who really want to support, nobody wants to see every small business go under by any means, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a whole world of people out there who are willing to support and help. And it's knowing that you actually need to turn to them and ask for help, I think, is one of those things that we often forget to do.
Right. I can attest to that. What is one piece, what is one, motto or saying or quote that you live by or that's really influenced you?
Sure. I would say, the one that I always use is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyways. And that is from the beginning, right? I built a place that hadn't existed previously. I don't have anybody to look up to necessarily in this space. So it's kind of just, let's try it, let's do it. If it doesn't work, we'll try something different, change things around. But you might as well try and just keep on going. I'm gonna do it anyways. So yeah, that's my motto. I'm just gonna keep doing it. It's things that I enjoy doing, so Why not?
I like that. That's awesome. And then, if people are interested in checking you out, where can they check you out? How can they come on, to the store? What do they need to do? Do they need to make a reservation? What are the details?
Yeah, well, right now we're doing reservations. It's pretty much reservation only because we are spaced out and socially distanced, and we only have so many tables that we can fill right now. So yeah, we would definitely recommend reservations, and you can make them online at upstairscircus.com. We also are selling online kits as well, and we're working on to-go kits that you can just pick up and take home and make by yourself if you're not feeling comfortable being in a space quite yet. But those are some of the ways that you can support us.
Great. That's awesome. Well, it's been really great chatting with you, and thank you so much for sharing. And we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Bye.
Bye.